let's go into best action scenes in a superhero movie. You can only give 2. If you only have 1, that's cool. You can only give 2.
Does the action require, because I was struggling with this part, does the action require fighting? Because I have a scene that it's not, it's,
Okay, so hold on, because that is the pure definition of action. But I am curious, what were you putting up here that had no action but was action?
I really loved, one of my favorite comic book scenes is the Flash scenes when he enters the Speed Force, and you get all of that. So that was
okay. So if you wanna kind of capsulize it to where he kind of helps Cyborg initiate it to kind of stop the mother box.
So what I'm hearing is it's a stretch.
No, it's taking an action, but the fact that you saw this topic and went, but does it need action?
No, I have multiple options. I have multiple options to choose from, but I just needed to know before I put this as my 2, if it was gonna fit. But now that I know it don't fit, it's good.
I vote yes. I will accept it because he's taking action, I guess. So it's like it's a backdoor yes for sure.
Well, we're supposed to write stuff down, because I didn't write anything down.
I'm just going out of the top of my head. So.
You guys didn't write things down.
No.
I have a book.
Girl, I got it on my phone.
I'm just looking at the list and thinking right now in my head.
I just read the list.
Oh, you guys.
I was personally asleep all day, but my head is like a walking thesaurus of this. So I have it just in my head. So
I need to prep for this. I have to prep.
Same.
Oh.
I just picture in Shekinah like Stark and Iron Man 2, where he's just like placing things.
I have a board. What's my camera? What's my thing? I have a board. Can you see it? That's my board. That's my board.
See, I take notes sometimes, but I never use it. Yeah, that's just like I just throw it out the window because I'd be like, nope. Not what I want to do.
To me, I usually put it in my notes, but like I said, I've been asleep all day. So luckily, when I first gave you all these topics, mentally in my head, I already had all the answers. I'm like, okay, I'm good. All right, Ash. So you got Flash saving the day with Flashpoint. What is your second one?
Oh, that was my second one. My first one is Batman versus Superman versus when they're fighting each other. I just think that entire scene, like the fact that we get like a real life clash of them. We also get like Clark like not wanting to fight. We see him still in this passive mode that he always is, and it's only when he really, really has to does he like fight. And I know a lot of people hate the Martha scene. Like a lot of people dislike that scene, but I enjoy it, and I like
brilliant.
Exact same here.
When
same
you
here.
Listen to Zach break down why it was said. It's like, I don't know if you're just saying that, but if that's truly why it was, it's like, yeah, that was a little pathetic.
When he said that, I'm not gonna lie, I was so happy because I was like, you literally just confirmed all of my theories that I had about that scene. I love that what breaks him out of it is not his father, it's his mother. It's the first time like where we see Martha at a pivotal point in Bruce's life. It's not Thomas. And I just love that scene from start to finish.
He set it up so well because she died probably worse than Martha's ever died in the comic books. The gunman literally put it right in her face and pulled the trigger. So it was brutal. So like any boy that's ever seen that, yeah, I can understand your deep connection and that being something that kind of zaps you out of it for sure. So yes, I think the delivery was how he delivered it failed a bit. But the meaning of why he delivered it, I think was spot on. I mean, and I hold it in the same regards as when Clark's dad said, no, don't save me. I'd rather you be who you want to be in life rather than what they will make you be. And so many people are like, he could have just saved him. And I'm like, it's not about that. It's about his dad telling him that since he was born, he has wanted to give him a choice at life. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew what he could be and what they would make him. And he wanted him to have that decision on his own. Ultimately, that decision was taken from him. But that was clearly after they had found out who he was, which again is exactly what his dad wanted to avoid. So to me, I love that Martha scene. Could have been delivered better, but
Yeah.
I still understand the meaning of it. And Zach is poetic, and that was very poetic. So
Poetic justice.
don't have to do that again. Goodness. I just saw the movie start to disintegrate when you sung that.
But yeah, those are my two scenes: BVS and Flash in the Speed Force.
I like it. I do wish that BVS fight lasted a little longer, because it was the whole premise of the movie. And
that should have been the whole movie.
5 minutes. Yeah, it felt like it was just 5 minutes. But also, he took from a story that was incomplete. You could have just done The Dark Knight Returns, where the government literally hires Superman to take down Batman. You could have gone that route. The Lex route was kind of just a bit of a stretch, because you hadn't really introduced Lex in anything else. So it was just kind of like, well, if we didn't know that Lex hated Superman, this would be like one of the biggest stretches ever.
And I'm gonna go back to what AJ said earlier about DC, about Warner Brothers, and having confidence in the characters that they're putting out, how they're putting them out, and the audience's reception, right? I'll say that Zach, he put out Lex is the character that he did, hoping and having the confidence that fans would react in the way that he needed them to react to, or if they didn't, they would still have a dialogue about it. And that's good. Whereas, so like, even though we've never seen Lex before, he still took a risk and he took that confidence. And like, that's why I like that he's in there, but that's just a little piece about him being in the movie.
When I think
go ahead, Treyvon.
I like you said, Lex was never in another movie. I can't help but compare it to Zemo. Zemo kind of came in and tricked them into hating each other or fighting or whatever. Lex kind of did the same thing to Batman and Superman.
I don't know. I think it's a bit different, because you got to think of it like this: Zemo was created because of he was created because of Age of Ultron. That was his whole town. That was his hometown. It was
Lex
destroyed.
also said this.
Lex also had his building destroyed, and also the kind of same thing with Bruce as well. So I think, but again, I have never seen Winter Soldier, Falcon, all of that. So I'm gonna stay out of the Zemo argument.
Well, no, Zemo to me, I thought they didn't utilize him as well as they could have in that movie, but his motivations were as pure as you can get. He lost his family. Lex was just more so, I don't like the idea that there's someone with more power than me. And that was something that you build up. Like Lex could have been an end credit scene in Man of Steel. You could have had that end credit scene, or you could have just had Man of Steel 2 where you fleshed out the beef between Lex and Superman. I'm just saying, you don't introduce a villain of that caliber in a movie that's already loaded. Like, you're now introducing Batman. You're now introducing Lex. You're now introducing...
I'm not talking about... I get that, but I'm not talking about all that. I'm just saying, there's a character we haven't seen before that was successful at getting the heroes to fight. That's what I'm talking about. That's
what you're saying. Yeah, to me, my only issue was the motivations were different. Zemo's made pure sense. He lost all of his family, almost all of his country. So to me, that was just like, well, yeah, I could see why he would want revenge. But Lex losing a building, no, I mean, even Bruce said that wasn't really his motivation. It was the idea of someone having unchecked power.
Well, I remember him saying something to Superman like, where were you to save me, or something, like, to whatever his dad was beating him or something. He said he had a motivation.
There was no
Superman for a reason.
There was no one to save him.
Save him from the.
He hated Superman for a reason.
Yeah.
So but
a bit of a.
It's crazy. I mean, it's fine.
Bit of a stretch. Who we at? Okay, so Ash, you gave your two. The BVS fight, which, by the way, loved when Bruce kind of dropped the kryptonite smoke, you hit him with some kind of kryptonite. The best scene of that is when the kryptonite wears off and Bruce is just pounding Clark's face, and it's just like, okay. Like, Clark's like, all right, you wanted this, right? Okay. All right. That was literally my favorite part, because it was just like, Batman realized at that moment, like, shit, I probably should have been a little bit more prepared. But I love those two scenes. Shekinah, what two scenes are you putting up?
I'm going with Captain America and Bucky versus Tony in Civil War. That was, I don't need to talk too much. It was crazy. It was crazy. I even rewatched it today. Like, Cap was literally ready to kill Iron Man in that moment. When he kept using his shield, I was thinking, okay, no. This was like, I'm fighting to the death kind of scene. That was very, very intense. Very, very intense.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Tony or Cap was wrong?
Don't ask me that question. Don't ask me because...
Go ahead, Shekinah.
I just, like, I understand both sides. Like, obviously, Bucky was under mind control, but Tony lost his parents. But at the same time, if Tony loses his parents, he wouldn't be like Iron Man. Like, there was a whole, in MCU, that's how the progression works. I'm on both sides. I get why both people were, I get it. I'm in the middle. I can't pick one.
Cap was dead wrong. Cap was dead.
I can pick Cap's side. Sorry.
Cap was dead wrong. If you knew who killed my mom and them, as we say, if you knew who killed my mom and them, and friendship is why you not telling me,
go get Hydra or go get whoever iced them out.
Bruh. I'm sorry.
It wasn't Bucky's fault.
Did Bucky put his hands around my mother's neck and squeeze till she
Technically, it
wasn't his fault. Like, I get it.
Whose fault it was? I don't care. I saw you kill them. I didn't see Hydra stand in front of you and go, yo, do this for me. I don't care what was behind it. You did it. And in that moment, you getting these hands. And that's as simple as it was. Cap was wrong. Even when Stark goes, did you know? And Cap's just like, yeah. Like, what? Like,
yeah.
What you mean? And then it broke
what
my
are supposed to do is sit him down like, my best friend killed your parents. Like,
yeah.
You want me to watch it?
That would have helped.
Watch it, Treyvon. I have to watch it. You could have told me. That's crazy as hell. You know what, Treyvon? That's why we can't be friends. You would hide some stuff like that from me, wouldn't you? You would Captain America your way in this.
That is hurtful to tell somebody. Like, come on.
You just said what? So you rather me watch it?
He probably thought he would never see it. Like, come on, like.
Nah, fam. Nah, hell. You gonna take how my parents died to your grave? That's not your burden to carry. You give that to me. And how I handle it is how I handle it.
Yeah.
You don't hide that.
You didn't lie. Yeah.
That's like, you get mad at me for saying, how long did you know? Well, if I knew 5 minutes, you still mad at him. So, I mean,
no, he was always going to be mad. That was never going to change. But how he got the information could have been different. But that's like when parents used to go, no, your goldfish didn't die. He just went into the toilet to be with the rest of his family. Nah. Because when I go into the bathroom and it didn't go all the way down and I see him pop back up, I'm gonna be mad as hell. We throwing hands.
Okay, I will admit, I admit my bias toward Captain America being pretty much.
It's very clear. It's very clear. 100%.
So sorry.
Oh God.
I'm not in this one. Not at all. Not in this one.
Gracious.
I'm staying on what I said, but fine.
Wow. I now look at our friendship entirely different. Goodness.
I mean, I'm not in the group chat, nor did I get that video sent to me. So I mean,
you are in the group chat. Look at you. Look at you spreading lies out here.
You have to resend the video again, though.
No, it's the whole chat should pop up.
Not for him.
No,
he just started.
It doesn't pop up for him.
No.
It's Facebook that does that. Then okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Cap was wrong as hell. Are you serious?
Cap was wrong for that thing, that one specific thing. Yeah. But everything else, he was right on.
No, him not wanting the Sokovia Accord, sure, okay, no problem.
Yeah, that's when he was right.
Him defending his friend was fine to me.
I'm only talking about when it comes to Tony. That was
okay. Then yeah, I agree. Tony was in the right to attack Bucky.
Thank you.
But
yeah.
And I tell you what, Cap lucky, Tony won't black. He would have been a lot more accurate with the hands. If he would have been a lot more coordinated. He would have been like, nah,
lucky he didn't kill Bucky.
I don't need no repulsors. I got these hands. Nah, let me out the shoot Friday. Nah, I got it. Don't hold me back. I got it. But yeah. Okay. What's your
two super soldiers? Okay, but okay.
Hold on. What'd you say?
He gets 2 super soldiers.
Man, I would have gave the hands to them super soldiers. Are you
You
serious?
would have got the death.
That's fine. I would have went out like G. I would have met up with my parents and be like, yo, you fought for me. And I'm like, you damn right I did. I died for you. I'm there. You out here, just look at where your loyalties are, Treyvon. You would have been like, you did kill them, but I ain't got hands, so I'm gonna let it slide. Nah, man, I'm dying for my parents, man. I'm out here. Bucky would have got this smoke.
He didn't even like his dad.
Just losing his arm? Nah, not with me. Bucky would have lost
even like his
head,
dad.
shoulders, knees, and toes.
He was mad about his mom.
Shekinah, what's your second one?
anyways, my second one is the Amazons versus the Parademons at the beginning of Snyder Cut. That was amazing. Oh gosh, it was amazing. I love that. So
that
much.
one sexy shot. Oh, that one sexy shot of the Amazonian where you just see her abs while she was.
Oh yeah.
So good.
I get it.
I love it.
Fight. We're talking.
No, I get it. I understand.
That was during the fight.
Yep, I get it.
I'm just picturing AJ studying battles, and they're like, AJ, how do you think about the strategy? I thought we were watching their ads. I need to. Okay, hold on. Let me watch it one more time. My bad. No, I mean, I love that fight. The choreography was great. The use of pretty much archaic weapons was great. Everything about it was awesome, and I kind of love how Steppenwolf was just like, I'm gonna kill horses and y'all.
Yeah, when he
dog, what?
When he said,
I don't know. I saw the horses bucking. The horse was like, hell nah, he's killing all of us. Get off. Get off me. I'm trying to live. But no, Steppenwolf was coming for everybody, literally everybody. But I think my favorite shot is when you look up and it's like all the rest of Amazon coming to the rescue, and Steppenwolf was just, I ain't got time for that. Like, I could stay and fight, but I ain't got time for that. I'm out of here. Excuse me. Very, very, very good season. A good opening to that movie. Great way to open it. And to me, we need more strong scenes like that of women. To where it's just like, it's no nonsense. We don't play games. We got hands out here. You know how y'all want it. You know what I'm saying? You want with a side or what? What y'all want?
With a side.
You want a side? You want a drink? How you want this 2-piece? So I love that. I love those two scenes: Cap versus Bucky, and Cap, Bucky, and Iron Man, and then the beginning of Snyder Cut. So very, very, very good picks. Treyvon, what are you putting up here?
Let's see.
That sounds
decisions.
Does it have to be movie technically, or can it be a show?
Okay, I didn't specify, so I guess
you specified. You said movies.
You said movies. You said movies.
You said movies. You did. You did.
I consider
movie
the Marvel shows movies, just broken up.
Why?
I do too.
Why?
I do too.
Why?
Why? Series, though. This was called season 1.
Yeah, it is a series, so you can't do it. But I do technically count it as a movie, but it is a series.
I mean, Feige did say that they're a cinematic experience in an episodic form, but there's still a show.
Yeah.
No, it does not. You cannot use that. And shout out to Ash and for jumping in like, no, you better not. So what do you want me to come back to you, Treyvon?
Sure.
Okay. All right. AJ, what are you putting in here for movie?
All right. I'm going to do Logan versus Logan and Logan. That was the first thing that came to my head. I just love how brutal that fight scene was in total. It was just amazing. It was an amazing fight scene for me. And for me, I didn't feel like we've gotten like a brutal Wolverine until that moment. And just to see an accurate representation of Wolverine like that like just no holds barred, just attack. I was like, that's it. That's what I need more of with Kevin Feige. If he ever does Wolverine, that's what I need. That brutality. I need that rawness of Wolverine. Because who directed it again? It was Mangold, was it?
James.
Yeah. He just did a perfect job directing that whole movie, and that one specific scene, I can watch that anytime. So that's my first one. There's too many to choose from. I'm gonna go. Did I lose it? Man of Steel? No, not Man of Steel.
Shekinah's like, this is why you write things down.
This is why you write things down.
That is true. That's true.
Yep.
I have way too many in my head. I'm gonna go. No, I don't want to go to that one either.
I'm trying to think of ones y'all won't bash me for.
Why would you do that?
Speak your mind. Speak your mind.
Exactly.
Speak your mind.
Bashing Treyvon. It's not about
I
bashing.
get attacked. Always get attacked.
You always get attacked because you don't agree with me, and that's a problem. Agree with me more, and you wouldn't be.
Don't agree with them. But yeah, I'm going to choose The Dark Knight Returns, Batman versus Superman.
What? No, boy, live action movie.
You just said movies. You didn't say live action movies.
You didn't.
Technically, you didn't. You did. Technically, you didn't.
But if you want me,
okay.
Do you,
no.
okay?
No. That counts. Okay. That counts.
Okay.
Damn it.
That's not fair.
Well, look, AJ's changing the rules here. We all assume
Didn't
live
change
action.
anything. Y'all assumed it,
Well,
but you didn't write it down.
Well,
You didn't write it down.
Does it have to be a person-on-person fight?
No.
What do you mean? Like, are you thinking a person on Alien? It just has to be action.
Okay.
I was thinking Avengers Endgame, but
a hype scene that I really like in Endgame is when everybody looks to the sky and is like, what's coming? And then my girl comes and she shoots right through that goddamn ship, and I live for it. I love that part. That's action.
Oh, Miss Marvel.
That is
Yeah,
action.
Captain Marvel, not Miss
That
Marvel.
is action. I love that part. Got me so hyped. I was so ready. I was like, it's her. I know it is. Come on.
Yeah, by the
Ollie,
way,
your ass is here.
They did not utilize her even remotely close as much as they should have. But I guess the whole point of not doing that is because of how powerful she is.
Well, and it was so funny that I found out that she shot that first. I think, what is it? She shot that before she did her own.
Yeah.
So it's like she had her full power. Then she went to her own, but she did her full power.
You're
That's
absolutely
so
right.
funny.
You're absolutely right. But again, it's why we say you don't skip steps. You do things in order. So
I'm fine with them skipping steps. I love seeing her step. I'm so happy. I like flight. So when they fly, love it. I just,
the way you could just throw continuity out the window.
You're right. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll take that. I'm gonna take that.
I remember at the end of, was it the end of Infinity War? No, Infinity War was the beeper. At the end of Captain Marvel was her meeting up with the Avengers. It was one of those that I was just like, no, you didn't explain this. And then Endgame gave her the explanation because they knew they were doing it out of order. I was like, okay, all right, that's fair. She's up in space saving everybody in different planets. I get it. But she for damn sure heard something about, Earth is getting they ass whooped out there. She was hearing that, and she was just like, I don't even fuck with Earth like that. Like, I don't know what y'all. No, I'm a Cree, so I don't know what you're talking about. I do always imagine that to where they was like, Earth is getting it from this Loki dude. And she's just like, shit's tough out there, you know what I'm saying?
He ain't beat me yet.
Yeah.
Like, but wait, Captain Marvel. Nah, I'm Kree. You know what I'm saying? I'm Kree. I don't do that human stuff. Nah, that's not me.
Yeah.
But go ahead. All right, so you putting that as your first scene, her
Yes,
ripping through Thanos' army?
Yes, I am.
What's your second one?
Yeah. Let's see. The second one. Y'all won't let me say it.
Say it.
Just say it.
Speak
No,
with your
you
chest.
trying to say a TV
You told me
show.
no shows,
Yeah,
so I can't say it.
Yeah, no.
No shows.
Yeah.
You
sorry.
can always
I guess
pick him up, man. Deadpool. You love
Yeah.
Deadpool.
I do, but he don't fly. So I don't know. Something about flying, man. I like flying, man. Okay, I don't know.
Ain't nobody in Power Rangers fly. In Mighty Morphin fly. Talking about where do you get this flying love from, Treyvon?
I don't know, man. I just like it.
This
God.
man sees 6 episodes of Falcon, and he's just like, flying's my thing.
No. It's usually when female superheroes are flying that I like it the most.
Okay.
This is why I am really mad at Wonder Woman that she's not flying yet. Like, I was really
She did
pissed off
fly.
at it.
She flies.
She
Yeah.
did kind of fly. She did kind of fly.
Yeah,
Kind of.
she does have her little first
I
flight
need
moment.
flight like Superman flight.
I'm going to be honest with you, Treyvon.
I need the full ability.
I'm going to be honest with you. In the comics, in the cartoons, they don't really focus in on her flying. It's why they weirdly, stupidly gave her an invisible jet when she could just fly. They don't really like to focus in on the fact that she could fly.
Oh, don't
Wonder
make fun
Woman
of
I
Invisible
know.
Jet.
Wonder Woman I know.
No, I'm just saying the invisible jet. First of all, the invisible jet is stupid because the jet's invisible, but I could see you. Like, I'm looking right at you, just the jet. That's stupid numeration.
How else they gonna see it on the page?
What? It's invisible. Make everything invisible. How you get selective on invisibility? It's invisible. Come on now.
That was after New 52 though, right?
No,
before New 52 is what I mean.
that was before New 52. Yeah. After New 52, I think New 52 and on, they didn't really focus on her being in an invisible jet. She
can just fly. Yeah,
you just fly because someone smartened up and was just like,
she is a god. Why can't she fly? Why is she in there?
I remember saying the same thing every time Jessica Jones was in a car. Like, you fly. Why are you like? I get it. In the comics, she was afraid to fly, but she would just jump really high. So I'm like, just jump.
Yeah, bitch.
That's why. Jump from Mexico to San Francisco once. Just jump.
Damn.
Oh gosh. I have a scene now. Power Rangers when they get the Ninjetti powers and they're fighting those like stone creatures in the
Ivan Ooze? In the Ivan Ooze movie?
Yeah.
You get extra bonus points for that, Trey.
That's a
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
That's a scene, man.
Yes, sir. Love me some Ivan Ooze. That's the OG of villains. I don't want to hear nothing about no Lex, no Joker.
That's the OG Apocalypse. That's what.
Nah, it starts with Ivan Ooze. That's the real legit villain out there. All right, I like those, Treyvon. All right, AJ, did you give yours yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you did give yours.
Oh, my honorable mention, since y'all let me say, I'm still gonna say it anyway. Scarlet Witch versus Agatha Harkness. I don't care. I love that. All right, so yeah, so we keep going. I love magic,
and
I love flight.
Only because they were flying, Treyvon.
Yes, and the magic. Yes.
Sorry. The magic.
Fun for me, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Her bringing the book out and stuff, so I ate all that up. ate all that up, man. I can't wait to see her ass again.
I am first going with T'Challa versus Killmonger when they're fighting over the on the mountain.
Yeah.
When he goes, "This year, King." I just love the dialogue of that.
Oh, okay.
He was whipping, not whipping his ass. I mean, it was brutal. Right in front of his mom and them too. It was just like, dang, in front of my mom's, yo. Don't hit me like that in front of my mom. Damn. Okay. So I'm going first with that, and then my second one would probably be Iron Man versus Thanos.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Mainly because Thanos the whole time was just like, I could probably kill you if I wanted to, but I'm gonna let you get this off real quick. And then when he made Thanos bleed, he was just like,
"Oh, that for a drop of blood." Oh my god, that thing gave me chills.
And I tell you this, I remember seeing that opening night, packed theater. Everybody, it was quiet because we all thought it was the moment Stark was gonna die, and it was just like, oh, I can't do this.
That whole movie was intense, man.
And then when Doctor Strange was just like, Doctor Strange was just like, "Yo, take the stone, let him live," and I was just like, "Thank you." He can do half the universe. You can't be killing Stark like that. He can't go out like that, not like that. So I was just like, whew, okay, all right, okay. I'll
should have put him in the mirror dimension.
Huh?
Nah. I still think Doctor Strange should just throw him in the mirror dimension.
He can't do that, right?
Why not?
Because he's still very, very early in his abilities.
Whatever.
That's not something he knows how to do yet. Because technically, if you're thinking that, the highest form of Doctor Strange could have gotten rid of Thanos by himself. But again, this is
I'll keep saying that. I'm waiting to see that Doctor Strange. I'm waiting to see
Treyvon,
that.
you
one.
only see them twice.
Well,
You only see them twice. Let him grow. Let him grow.
I need some magic. Scarlet Witch is whooping his ass right now for me.
Ooh.
They haven't even met each other. What are we talking about? They haven't even met each other
He
yet.
look cooler than
No,
me
he-
right now. Sorry. He need to do something.
Cooler
else
doesn't
next
mean
week.
that she will beat him. Cooler does not mean
Well,
that.
I don't know,
I'm gonna
man.
tell you right now, Treyvon. There's nobody in the Marvel universe that knows this magic thing better than Doctor Strange.
We'll see.
It's why the only person to stop Wanda will be Doctor Strange. He's called the Sorcerer Supreme.
Is he?
Anyway, next topic. Next topic.
He said, "Is he?"
Oh my gosh.
I'm a person
topic.
that likes to mess with people. So like you're
Next
you're
topic.
feeding into this.
He's easy to get.
Because I
around.
don't believe he's just playing. I believe Treyvon believes all this. That's why he's stressed.
I do
can't
like
get
Scarlet
over
Witch more right now. So sorry. But-
See, I knew you believed it. Anyway, best arrival scene in a superhero movie. I am going when Thor arrives in Asgard. It legit made the theater roar. It was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. That is Thor. I don't know what that Ragnarok guy was. That was like pre-Thor warming up. This is Thor. Lightning, the lightning. This was how I envisioned Thor. Still don't like that he has Stormbreaker. That's Beta Ray Bill's weapon, but I'll eventually get over it.
I'm predicting we're getting Beta Ray Bill in Thor Love and Thunder.
That's
I'm predicting
fine, but
that.
I don't want Stormbreaker to look like that. I want the actual Stormbreaker. I don't like my weapons being that enormous. And it works for Chris Hemsworth because he's enormous. He's an enormous man, so it works. But I like Beta Ray Bill having a very manageable hammer. Very small, manageable hammer. Like Mjolnir.
Maybe they'll cut it down.
Cut it.
Or maybe he'll make another one. Or maybe they'll make another one.
There's no way to. Remember the guy told him, not the guy, the dwarf told him there's no more magic. That was it. That was all he had left. That was all he had left to create. And there's no Asgard. So but anyway, Thor landing in Asgard, and then the greatest arrival scene in the history of comic book movie history is our man Batflick arriving in the warehouse to whoop some ass. That was the moment that I was just like, there will never be a debate on who the best Batman at that time was. There's just
Okay.
Batman. It's that guy. He was using gadgets. We've never really seen Batman use gadgets.
We haven't seen the Batman actually fight like that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
wait, AJ, look,
Exactly.
you see how high his legs went? No other Batman can say that. He was kicking people. And it was brutal, throwing crates at heads, throwing
brawling.
grenades at people, stabbing
No
people in the
prisoners.
hand.
Remind me of the game. Like, it really
Yes, it was Arkham.
Arkham,
It was
yeah.
100%. Yes, it was just one of the best arrival scenes. It was letting you know, hey, I am Batman. Like, no. Don't I don't want to hear Christian. I don't want to hear Keaton. I am Batman. And then I love the scene where he's like, I'll kill her. And he's like, I know.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah,
insane. You're just like, yeah, no, I know. I got you. Don't worry. You'll be safe, Martha. Don't worry. I got you. That is just, oof. Chef's kiss. Loved it. Ash, I'm going to you. What are your two entrance scenes?
So I'm gonna take the two that's already been said because I have those as my scenes as well, Thor and then Bruce. But then I also have, I might be finessing the rules a little bit, but I think the arrival of like when Bruce and like Batman, Superman, like they meet, like where they're in that where are they at the docks.
Okay.
And like he zooms around the corner and like he appears right there and he's just like standing and he just blows right into his car, stands up, and I just love the breaking of it, the way that the scene is just pulled out, then it zooms in as he's like, next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it, tell me, do you bleed? Oh God, love that scene. And then stick with Superman when he appears in front of Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf, when he like appears in front of Cyborg and he's like not impressed. and he doesn't say shit to him afterwards. It's just all hands on sight. And I love that image of when he punches him backwards, like right after he goes in. Yeah, he punches him backwards. And then the camera pans to where we're looking at Superman from Steppenwolf's perspective, and all you see is Soup's outline, his outlet, and those red eyes. And I'm just like, damn, look at you, Zach, giving us another image of him, just like pure power. And I don't know, those two scenes are just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. I'm with you. The dialogue of next time they shine the light, don't go.
Chills.
Batman is dead, bury it. I love that because at that point I was just like, you might have to hang this shit up, Batman. Like, I was playing, dog. Like for a second, I was like, nah, I'm with Superman here. And I'm like, nah. Yeah, you better show up next time they shine your light, Batman.
And then he was like, tell me, do you bleed? Yeah. Like, bro, the audacity. You just messed up.
To be fair, I do love how Batman was just like, you leave yet? You bleed. Like, like it reminded me when it was like, when he come around, I'm gonna be quiet, but when he leave, I'm gonna be talking again. That was 100% Batman. He was just like, all right, yeah, you will bleed, dog. It was like, would you say Batman? Nothing at all, Superman. But no, I loved it. And then the Justice League scene. One thing we could definitely say, Zach understands Superman, or the Superman that a lot of people want. And that was it. I did not like Superman joking in the original cut. It was so weird. It was just like, that's just not who he's been.
I mean,
I know, Ash. I know. But no, I love those two scenes. Superman was, and I loved it because you just had Steppenwolf go, ain't no lanterns, ain't no Kryptonians. It's about to be a breeze out here, and then Superman show up, and he like, oh damn.
Honestly, what that scene showed was that Steppenwolf needed to learn to fight without his hands, because as soon as his axe was gone, defense went boop.
See what I'm talking about? You ain't got hands. And you know why that was? Darkseid was just like, oh, you think I'm gonna train you? Nah, fam, you go find that out yourself. And, you know, he was just like, nah, I'm good with this axe. You know what I'm saying? I can get it done with this axe. Superman was like, word, what them hands do though? But anyway, Shekinah, what two scenes you putting up here?
I had Thor arriving in Wakanda. I also had Superman appearing in Justice League. But I also put Wonder Woman appearing in the Batman vs Superman. You know when she like comes down like, doom. Yes. That one.
I love that.
That one.
I loved it. Mainly because that theme really hit. Like right when the dust starting to settle, and then that theme just hit you hard. I loved it. I really did. It was one of Batman's weakest moments. I don't ever like to see Batman do this or any of that. Nah, we go out like a G. Like when Superman was about to kill him in Justice League and he just sat there like, that is what it is. Like that's what I need Batman to always be. But when she showed up, and then that's not even the best part, Shekinah, when Doomsday punches her and then she kind of looks up and smirks like, okay.
I love the smirk.
That is my favorite Wonder Woman. A cocky Wonder Woman that just knows she's going to kick your ass. Mm-hmm. Give me more of her. That's like, I need hands on sight. That's like, give me...
Wait, she was the living meme. You guys know the meme where it's like, where a villain's choking someone and they're like, yes, daddy. And he's like, whoa, what the hell? That's like a living meme of like Doomsday punch. No. And she going, daddy. What the hell? Okay. Do you like this? I don't know if I want to fight you anymore. But no, Zach definitely, he made sure, because we barely saw Diana in all that movie, but he made sure when we saw Diana, it was meaningful, and that moment was just perfect. Zach really be getting some stuff. He do, you know what I'm saying? He do.
You're not wanting to continue working with him.
Anyway, Ash. Oh wait, Shekinah. So technically, two of them are already taken from. Did you have another one you wanted to use outside of?
I was gonna say Captain Marvel's arrival in Endgame, but we discussed that a little bit earlier as well. So yeah.
Dang, Shekinah was just like, damn, y'all just gonna take everything.
Exactly. Y'all just took everything from me.
All right, so okay, I love that. AJ, what's your arrival scenes?
I'm gonna go Captain America: Civil War. When Spider-Man first appears in the airport scene, I just love that scene. It's iconic. Actually, no, you can have that one. You can have it. I'm going.
No.
Okay, that's my first one. My second one is Spider-Man to Spider-Verse when Miles gets his full costume.
Oh, AJ. I love every time I see that scene. Oh my God. That scene always gets me. You talking about when he jumps off the side of the
yeah.
That gets me.
That black oh my God, it's so good. So good.
God, no, because I love the plight of Miles in that movie, of how confidence is his biggest villain. Him not believing in himself. And it only takes him believing in himself to kind of just unlock this ability. And the way the song plays right as he starts to lift himself from the building. I'm not gonna do it on air. Y'all will never see that, but
the slow motion of him going down is just it's perfection.
Yep.
It's perfection. I love it.
I'm with you. Yep. Shout out to Joaquim Dos Santos, who will be one of the 2 or 3 directors for the sequel. Anyone who does not know Joaquim Dos Santos, that man is why you got Justice League Unlimited, Avatar,
all the greatness. Just all the greatness.
Other great shows. Joaquim Dos Santos is a name that is not talked about enough, but is legit attached to each and every one of our childhoods. So I cannot wait to see the emotion he brings, and in this next Spider-Man, because I'll never forget the Justice League Unlimited episode where Green Arrow was willing to have Wildcat kill him to convince Black Canary on why that's a life she does not want. The life of fighting, the life of killing. He was willing to die for her. And I was just like, Joaquin, look at you trying to get me to cry at 8 years old. Look at you. Okay. But no, I like those 2 scenes you put up there, AJ. I remember I was at work at Target when I got the trailer of Civil War where it ended with Spider-Man. I'm in the break room and I screamed. Everyone's just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What? And they're like, I don't know what any of that means. And I'm like, God, I need people that know this is monumental. This is huge.
Also the fact that we would never have thought that we were going to get a Spider-Man in the MCU ever. It was just, it felt so good just to see him. When Iron Man says under ruse, I was like, yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, I'm done. Life is over.
I love how in the trailer it's just, hi everyone. And it's just like, oh, that's Spider-Man. Oh my God, that's Spider-Man.
This is why today I would never understand why people still do not trust John Watts with Spider-Man, because he just does everything perfectly for Spider-Man. Homecoming, Far From Home, just Spider-Man is the best thing ever that happened to Marvel, for me at least.
Yeah, and shout out to John Watts, because Saddest Moments in the movie, John Watts' Spider-Man that makes it on the list for me. He's done an amazing job, and he's going to do an amazing job with Fantastic Four. So
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Treyvon, to round this out, give me your best entrances.
A lot of them haven't taken from me, and it's fine. So I had to find some other ones. Let's see. So I really liked. I mean, it's not like a big super. I don't know. When Deadpool sitting up there, he's like, "Oh hey," and he just starts talking. I don't know. I loved how it started. He's just sitting there, just drawing or whatever he's doing. I can't remember exactly the scene right now, but I remember he was saying, "Oh hey, yeah, no, right?" Or something. It's just funny. He's just talking to him, just automatic, right to stop.
That was really the teaser, right? The teaser.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it was in the movie too, right?
It was in the movie. Yeah, it was in the movie.
Yeah, so I mean, I love that. I love that interest of him. Just get us start off right at bat. Oh yeah, he's gonna be talking to us. He's nuts. Just
Breaking the fourth wall.
Get us right into it.
Like when he puts the cigarette thing that you have in your car.
Mm-hmm.
When he puts it in the dude's mouth, and he's like, "This is the only time I'll ever say don't swallow." I was dying. I was just like, "This is Deadpool. They're going all the way with this. They're going all the way with this." I loved it.
And I really, in the Dark Knight at the beginning where they're doing like the heist and all that, and then you get to the end where he's like, still for his mask. I'm like, "Oh shit, I was okay, all right." And he just gets on the bus and just drives off like it's nothing. And I was like, "This is amazing." I was like, great start. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna love this Joker. I know it. So yeah, so he made that move for me. So
that was a great way to intro it. I still prefer Bane's entrance, just because to me, I love the dialogue of it. I mean, I did love the whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stranger. Mm-hmm. I do love that, but Bane was just it was so hard hitting. And if you saw it in IMAX, the speakers of when he talked were so heavy that you felt it every time he spoke.
I need to watch that movie again because I don't.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you need to watch the movie. I was going to say, Treyvon, you got to go. You got to go right now.
I fell asleep. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
All right. So, Saddest Moments in superhero movie. I am first going with Logan Dying.
Wow.
And I always say this, his death is not what gets me. It's not what makes me cry. It's not even when Laura calls him dad. It's when she takes the cross and turns it into an X. Gets me every time I see it. Every time, because it's just like, oh, she did that for us. She didn't do that for him. She did that for us. He went out the way he came in X-Men. And it gives me chills every time I think about it. And I was gonna go Spider-Man, but I might have to just stick with Logan. When Xavier died, when he woke up to the clone Logan stabbing him, and when the real Logan shows up and he goes, "Charles, it wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me." And you just kind of get that moment between the two of them where Charles is like, "I know, I read minds. I know that's not you. Relax." But he's like, I'm dying though. I am dying here. It was just the emotions in that movie. I know me and James Mangold had the whole falling out, but I will forever give that man credit for how beautifully he wrote that movie. And to see those scenes in black and white, man, does that hurt. And I won't act as if when Laura said daddy, it didn't hurt a little bit. It was just like, oh, damn. When he dies, Laura, when he dies, that's when you get the... Okay. And I won't even say, AJ, I'm going to pass it to you. I won't even say how much it broke my heart when she was trying to take him off of it. And he's like, no, just let me, no, I'm tired of all this. Let me die. just let me sit here. So Logan, both of those moments are the saddest moments I'm putting up there. I have an honorable mention, but I'll let it wait till everyone else goes. AJ, do you want me to go somewhere else? Are you still thinking?
I can go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 when Yondu dies.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I love that scene with the passion. It just gave Yondu much more depth to his character from the first Guardians of the Galaxy to the second. I really love that. My second one, I don't want to use that. No. I'm gonna do Superman's death from Superman Doomsday, not Batman versus Superman. Superman Doomsday, 2007. I remember specifically when I first watched that movie, I actually cried, and it was in a hotel room when I watched it. And
that's a dark spot to be crying.
I was like around 7, somewhere at a young age, but it was a great movie. I really
Wait a
loved
minute,
that.
hold on, time out. No, that's impossible. You were 7 years old?
I said somewhere around that age.
No, but hold on, that still doesn't add up. When he died in BVS?
No, Superman Doomsday, 2007.
Oh, the animated movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Don't scare me like that. I'm like, AJ, wait a minute. Your math doesn't add up. Like, what are we talking? Okay.
That even specified, not the BVS version.
I'm so sorry. I heard Superman Doomsday, and then when he died, I'm thinking live. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm done now. That was my second choice.
Okay. Wait, what was your first one?
Yondu.
The Galaxy, yeah. All right. Ash, I'm gonna go to you. Saddest moments.
I have so many to choose from. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go with Clark's death in BVS. And what gets me is throughout the entire movie, we've like heard like how like, oh, this is like his world is lost. Like we heard Jonathan say like, oh, your mother was my world. And when the Capitol blows up, he's like, my world doesn't exist anymore, et cetera, et cetera. And then when we get to like that ending and he's like about to fly off, he's like, you're my world, to her. And then he flies, and she does a little crying little thing, and he dies. And it's just the buildup of him getting to this point of wanting to sacrifice himself because of how much he ends up loving Earth, but in reality, it's also him loving Lois as well. And so I just think that they did a really good job of like showing that this a really important death for him on screen. And then, oh my goodness, I'm a little bit torn between the other ones. I'm gonna go with I'm Not Broken and I'm Not Alone in Justice League. And and it's not so much about like what the scene, like whatever, but it's like how he says the words, it's the delivery. It's just like him, like when he says I'm not broken, he says it very softly, in the same like manner that his mother would speak to him. And then when he says I'm not alone, he's more of this cybernetic being. He's more speaking to his father in that manner. And I don't know, the very first time I heard that, like in his preview, like I got chills, and I still get chills when I think about it, because I'm like, yeah, like absolutely. So like I would put those as like my scenes.
With that scene, that hit really hard, because yes, it's in the movie, but then you think about him in general. It's just really like, I don't know, it's like the fact that he's been going through all this stuff outside of the movie, and then him to say that line, it's just like I don't know, it worked. It just brung you in even more when he said that. I was like, yeah, I bet he did feel alone when he was alone at one point saying all this stuff and nobody was backing him up. Like, I bet he did feel alone. And then the movie, said that it just hit both sides for me. I was like, he can take that for a real, like, use that in the real world. And I think he does have it, like, it's just bio and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, it hit really hard.
Shekinah, what are you putting up here?
I'm gonna go for Tony dying in Endgame, just because of the build up and like what he sacrificed. Like the whole thing was an emotional roller coaster, but that was like the cherry on the cake. Like that was like, I was bawling in the cinema. It was an ugly scene. I was bawling, literally crying my eyes out at that point. And I'm gonna go for Gwen Stacy's death in Amazing Spider-Man. I feel like those films get too much slander. They just get too much slander, and I think that was a really, really, really sad death, because he was off by literally this tiniest bit, and it was just really sad. Like, yeah, that was sad for me.
I want to agree with you. I put Amazing Spider-Man ahead of the first Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2, I think, is one of the most untouchable movies just in all of superhero history. But that first Spider-Man movie, it's not all that everyone cracks it up to be. I mean, for God's sake, they brought Tommy Oliver in from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to be the Green Goblin, in that green Power Ranger suit that they put him in. So clearly they weren't going for, you know, the most authentic Green Goblin. But no, I love the first one. I even love the first one when her dad dies and Peter feels the responsibility of that. But what I think impacted me the most of when Gwen died was, I never thought they would do anyone who knows the comics, Green Goblin does kill Gwen Stacy, but on a bridge. He drops her off of a bridge. And she falls to her death. So I was just like, they'll never do that in a Spider-Man movie. So when they did it for this and like the clock tower, what struck me was when her head hit. It was only when her head hit that I said
it was too detailed. It was very, very like you really showed how she died. You really showed it.
I know, and I'm looking around. I'm like, there are kids here. The back of her head as hard as you possibly could hit something, and I was just like, oh my god. But speaking of entrances, Shekinah, I put his entrance when the little boy standing up to I won't call him Rhino, standing up to whatever that thing was. I loved it how you look up and Spider-Man's right above him, showing like the symbolism of Spider-Man always being for the people. And the little boy, and like him going to the little boy and going, I got it from here. Like you've softened them up for me. I got it, kid. But yeah, man, that broke Peter. That was oof. Wow, her head just oof. And I'm sorry, Shekinah, I don't know if you brought this up or not. What makes that scene even more emotional, when he shoots the web,
the hand
that's about to grab her, turns into a hand, insinuating like his last chance to grab her. And then when
it cry right now.
Bow. I was just like, God. Oof.
I will cry. I will literally cry.
Man, I'll never forget that. You brought that up again. Now I gotta get that out of my head.
I'm sorry.
No, you are fine. And I love your other one. I still to this day blame Doctor Strange for Tony's death. I always say this. I always say I believe one of the ways that Thanos was defeated was Strange using the stones. But when he found out he would have to die after it, he's like, oh hell no. No, Stark, that's you. I saw it. He's like, you sure?
Yeah.
It was for sure you. I know Stark had to say at some point, what if it wasn't me? Like, what if it was supposed to be Strange and he lying? Strange was lying, Stark. Let me help. He was definitely lying. It was Strange that was die. Yeah, no, that definitely hurt. And the way he went out. He went out the way that he entered. I am Iron Man. Woof, choking me up a little bit. That was woof. Yeah, no, all right, let me move on. You're not gonna get me crying. You're not gonna get me crying, I promise you that. Treyvon, where you going with?
Okay, so Power Rangers 2017, when Billy gets killed by Rita and they're carrying him, and you remember that?
Yeah.
Swear to God, I remember.
And they were carrying him.
He was, oh my
god. That broke me, man. That broke me. I was like, oh God. Especially Red Ranger when he was like holding him up like this, and he was like, the face. I've got it on my screen right now. I would like go find. I was like, let me look at this again. It's still.
Wait a minute, Billy. Of course he came back, but Billy died in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
I was so upset.
That tore me up, man.
Wasn't black to die in that movie, huh?
That's why I was so upset.
You can't make it to the end of nothing. Not Power Rangers, not horror movies, nothing.
For me, it's just because of how close him and Jason got, and then, and when Jason's holding him up, and that face and that tear, I was like, oh, that's all right, y'all doing it, got you, okay. This not not the Power Rangers that we used to. Got you. And then Leo just talking about Endgame, but when Happy and Morgan is sitting there, and he asks Morgan, "What do you want to eat?" She said cheeseburgers. It destroyed me. I cried so many times during Endgame. Making sense. It just that scene, man. That scene for me.
But do you get the significance of that scene?
I do, because that's the first thing he wanted to eat when he got brought back.
Right, when he came back. Right.
Yeah, and I was just like,
yeah. That was really beautiful. That was really, really, really beautiful. The I Love You 3000 was beautiful. to where he kind of like, I loved it when he gloated to Pepper, to where he was just like, I'm 3,000. You were like in the 100 range. Like, you weren't that high. I just love the dynamic, and it will always break my heart that we couldn't see more of that. More of his time with Morgan and Pepper. You know, to kind of just see, you know, see the life that he was growing. Because I would have really loved to have seen Tony with the white picket fence. The Tony we never thought we'd see in the first Iron Man movie. We finally get, and we don't see it. It even breaks my heart to know to go to Shekinah. It even breaks my heart to know that the first thing he tells Cap is, I will do this, but let's be clear, my goal is to make it back home to my family. That's what I'm fighting.
I will cry. I will literally cry right now. Please.
I love how Steve was just like, oh, damn, my bad, Tony. Like, damn.
And you know what? It makes it even worse that Steve never apologizes to Tony for what he does.
Never.
I don't know how they look each other in the eye.
What do you mean?
How were they looking each other in the eye? Like the whole, and he could have killed him in Civil War.
And you know, like, what's crazy to that point, Ash? It even broke my heart that even after everything, Stark put all his feelings aside. Remember the scene where he's like, I know where we can go, but do you trust me? And I'm like, you got the, he should be asking, do you trust him? He should only trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't get to think about that. It should have been immediately yes. Like, dog, I could dog walk you right now. Is that what you want? I could dog walk. But no, I mean, dog walk Steve. You gonna stop thinking Steve is untouchable out here?
He was when it was Iron Man. What?
No, I tell you what, when Iron Man went up against Thanos,
Iron Man saved the world.
Steve went up against Thanos. What was it? What was he without his shield? What was Steve without his shield? When it was just pure
a super soldier. What?
No. When he fought Thanos in Infinity War, what was he doing with no shield? When it was just pure hands.
What Iron Man do without his suit?
No, that's not what we talking about. That's not what happened.
We're not gonna do that. You're not gonna take
it. Steve ain't got no type of hands. You're gonna stop acting like he the Bronx brawler out here or something.
He is. What you mean?
He ain't got no hands.
He was.
But yeah, no, Ash, there was never an apology. And you know what's even worse? You would assume Steve would go, you know what? Stark's dead. I'm gonna watch over your family. I got you. Steve said, nah, dog, this happiness is calling my name.
I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I don't know that much about the MCU, but I will know that Steve was in the wrong for that.
Wrong.
And absolutely in the wrong.
He deserved the life.
And then you're gonna come back and tell me I don't deserve, and you gonna leave me to deal with this.
He deserved that life.
Hold on. I need water here. Hold on.
Don't do that.
Hold on. Let Ash go first, and then we'll go to everybody. Hold on. Go first, Ash.
All I'm just saying is that he didn't apologize to Tony. He didn't stick around to help Tony and his family out, regardless of whoever they had around him. Then he left Bucky before Bucky was even healed, because he had to go through the BS that he went through in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So let's be real. As someone who is stepping out looking in from the outside, some of Cap's decisions.
You haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then but anyway, I'm just gonna say that. But go ahead.
Ash, I'm gonna tell you right now, that show does not answer anything that you're saying.
They do answer what you just said about leaving Bucky. He knew that he was gonna do that.
Captain America deserves that life. He put everybody first.
What did Iron Man deserve? Iron Man died for the cause. Steve was still alive.
Okay. Wait, go ahead.
Wait, go
ahead. What I would like to
Shekinah.
say is that Steve went back in time to be with a woman he kissed once. You kissed this woman once. Oh, because you promised her a dance? Oh, I promised her a dance. I have to go back and give her a dance. What? So, like, you mourned her. Like, you went to go see her regularly in the hospital. You saw her. You mourned her. You got over that part of your life. Why would you now say, let me just...
We miss so much time. That's what I don't like about movies. We miss a lot of time with them interacting. 2 hours is not a long time.
No,
2 hours is not a long time.
we can build...
Hold on. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Treyvon, go ahead.
I would say, who else were you going to send back to take the stones back? Like, who else?
Anybody. It literally.
Well,
Bruce could have went back and put all the stones back.
Strange could have gone back.
Anybody could have gone back. Anybody could have gone back.
Well, Captain America thought that was his responsibility to take it all back.
I don't disagree with that. My point still remains. Tony died for the cause.
Yeah, because he felt responsible that he needed to do that.
Here's the worst thing about Tony dying for the cause. He, outside of Hawkeye, had the most to lose. He had a family waiting for him, and Steve was just like, well,
that's not what he did. Now, come on.
No, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional.
See, if Captain America would have had the gauntlet, he would have done it instantly. You know,
Tony put that on his hand, son, on pure skin. Tony had that.
He did have the gauntlet
wouldn't have done it.
No gauntlet.
Yes, he did. It was his nano gauntlet.
Look it up right now. Thanos had the gauntlet on his hand. Tony absorbed it in his actual flesh hand. That's why
it was a nano gauntlet.
It was a nano gauntlet.
Yeah.
It was a nano gauntlet.
It was
nano gauntlet. Go back and watch. Thanos had the gauntlet on his hand. Because here's the thing. Remember, Thanos had the gauntlet, the nano gauntlet.
Yes.
Snapped, and then look, there was no stones.
Yeah, because Iron Man took it into his gauntlet.
Yeah, he moved it.
Iron Man had a gauntlet, and how would it stick?
Yeah.
How would it stick to the thing?
Go ahead. He had to have the gauntlet. Y'all gonna be like, oh, there was no gauntlet. I'm gonna be like, I know, I told you. It's okay.
There was a gauntlet.
There definitely was.
You want to make a bet on this?
Yes.
All right, I bet you $5.
Yes, let's go.
You got cash out? You got cash out? You got cash out?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
I'm in this bet too, please.
Because don't you see the way the stones slid up? Like they wouldn't just board them sliding up into it, slid up.
But time out. I want y'all to remember what y'all are saying. Y'all are saying Tony had the nano gauntlet. I'm saying he did not.
Said flesh.
You said flesh. You said flesh.
Time out. But y'all said nano gauntlet.
And you said flesh.
You said flesh.
He built it into his suit. He built it into his suit. I guarantee it.
But if it's not that nano gauntlet that he built, both of us are wrong. That's all I'm saying.
So he did build the nano gauntlet because I'm looking on the Marvel Cinematic Universe fandom right now.
Mm-hmm.
He did build the gauntlet. It was him, Bruce, and Rocket.
Yeah. Yep.
And
he's trying to say the gauntlet that Thanos had on, did he take it off of him and put it on? No, he didn't take it off of Thanos.
So the users of the nano gauntlet, according to what I'm reading, the users are.
Why are you reading this? I'm just in the video.
Banner and Thanos. Okay.
I don't need a video. I'm looking right at the man's hand, and that's not a
gauntlet. That's the gauntlet. What are you smoking right now? That is a nano gauntlet.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be big.
And then Stark as well.
There's different gauntlets.
Oh, wait, time out. No. Time out. Let me apologize. We are both No, time out. We are both wrong. It's not the gauntlet. It's just his actual armored.
But that's nanotechnology. It's a nano gauntlet.
You said nano gauntlet. Nano gauntlet is what Thanos has on his hand, AJ.
That's one.
He can make whatever he wants with his suit.
He didn't make two of them.
His whole suit is nano. His whole suit is nanotechnology.
Right. And we're talking. We're splitting hairs here.
No, we're not.
I agree.
No, we're not splitting hairs.
It's not a gauntlet. If it was a gauntlet, it wouldn't have killed him, AJ.
Yes, it would.
Yes, it would. Because Bruce,
human.
What?
He is human.
It would not have killed him. It would
not. Yes, it would.
What? Hold on. If you watch the video again, you can see the energy going through his flesh that was coming through everything. It was going through his flesh. He was
right.
But the gauntlet, it was still transferring from the gauntlet.
Nah, it's not a gauntlet, brother.
Yes, it was.
Thanos
Agree to disagree.
Gauntlet on.
What is Tony's suit made out of?
No, I agree. It's nano, but it wasn't the gauntlet. He only made one.
It was the gauntlet. Okay.
The gauntlet is the large glove that Hulk had on.
Look, I'm getting hungry. What's the next topic?
Last one to end this is what is one universe that if you could recreate from scratch, what would it be, and give details on the project and how you would start? I'm going to start this off. I'm recreating the entire Clone Wars from the movies. I'm recreating that, and I'm recreating the originals. Mainly because if you recreate that and you do 1 all the way through 8 or 9, however many there were, I think
9.
you could make one large cohesive story. Technology's better, everything is better, and it works more in favor of today. Of how
Clone Wars. Are you talking about the? Is it the prequels?
I mean the prequels, the sequels, and
okay.
So you want to redo the Galactic?
Just to start.
The entire Skywalker saga.
Yeah. Okay.
The entire Skywalker saga. I want to redo it. I honestly, personally, I would say this because I was even thinking about redoing Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated series, and what I would do is have it from the point of view of the other Jedi. So the focus isn't on Obi and Anakin. It's on Kit Fisto, Mace Windu, Yoda. They all had journeys in the history of the Clone Wars. Like, unfortunately, the movies and the animated series made it seem like they literally sat in that council every day. Like, they would send other people, but they never.
Yeah, Mace.
Well, you don't have to remake that. You can just continue, like what they did with Ahsoka. It didn't like fully focus on Ahsoka at first. But then once we got season 7, then it focused on Ahsoka. So
I'm saying recreate because the show's over. Like they completely did it. So I would have to redo it. But the movie world, I would redo it. And I would have it somewhat similar. But I would do things fundamentally different. Obviously, I would do Fett a lot better than Lucas did him in the originals.
Yeah, I
would do him a lot better than Lucas did him.
Well, we're getting Fett. We're getting Fett. So
right, we're getting old dad bod. We're getting old dad bod Fett. I would like a young Fett.
Got you.
And I would have done a story to kind of to elongate Boba. Obviously after the events of his dad dying, we saw Filoni played with that. But I would play with it a little bit more between right after the end of the war to right before obviously the whole Sarlacc pit. I would like a Boba Fett timeline. Us seeing all his different missions, his different stuff that he did. Because to me, you got to flesh out Star Wars. We've kind of narrowed Star Wars to people thinking it's only about Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, you know what I'm saying, Yoda, Obi-Wan. There's so many other people that exist in Star Wars lore outside of them. So I'd recreate all of Star Wars, make one consistent story between 1 all the way through 9. And that would start with not having Rey. Rey's got to go. Rey's got to go. Finn's got to go. Poe's
wait.
Yeah.
Can we say that Rey is there, but she ain't a Palpatine?
No. In my story, none of what you saw in those 3 movies that's name is not Kylo Ren exists. Everything else is gone.
Nope, can't be like that.
It can be scrapped.
Can't be like that.
Scrap diddly do. Why can't it? There was the comics of Kylo that didn't have Rey in it. All right, exactly. There we go.
I'm just not gonna argue.
If I always know that I'm right in something when AJ's quiet. Like if AJ doesn't jump in and go, "No, you're wrong," I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I got that one." So to me, those characters were the most non-fleshed out characters in all of Star Wars history. So I don't feel the need to flesh them out. Just get rid of them, and I would introduce all new characters. And my first movie would be about the rise of Kylo Ren. That's what it would be. It would be about the rise, how he came into power, who he had to kill, and I want to finally see a Jedi bleed the crystal. I want to see them bleed the crystal to fully make that Sith turn. So I want to see Kylo when he had AJ. You remember from the comics where he had to bleed the crystal, and his hand was dripping from blood because it was so painful to bleed it. So I would recreate it in that world, so where it's more focused on Kylo, like the previous ones were focused on Luke and Anakin. When you made the focus on Rey and then did not develop Rey, it was just like, but Kylo was right there. I mean, right there, and you went her. Ugh. Anyway, that's what I would recreate. I'd recreate all of Star Wars. Shekinah, I kind of feel like I know where you and Ash would go. And I think
no, you don't. You don't know where I'm going.
But what would you, Shekinah? What would you recreate?
It was so hard to not say DC because that's just the only thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just so. And even when I started thinking about how I literally splintered into like 3 different things, there wasn't one set thing. Like, but the only thing I do know I wouldn't do for sure is I wouldn't have done BVS so early on. I feel like it's something that would happen a lot later. Like I would have done more of the solos, then the Justice League, then BVS would have been a lot later. I feel like it was too soon. I think my friend argued with me, but I feel like Batman would have been, I feel like he would have been more, not welcoming of Superman, but I feel like he'd be more interested, like it'd be more intrigue rather than why do you have so much power before it got to the point of fighting. So I feel like that's why I'd probably want it a bit later on. They have a disagreement and that's what causes them to fight or whatever. But for sure I would have had like more, I don't know, actually I literally, I wrote loads of things down, but nothing is coherent, nothing is in a straight line. Like I just had like 15 different answers to this, so I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I always say BVS only didn't succeed because the script was not strong enough. It was a good premise. I mean, because Batman from the comics, that's always been Bruce. He's always very skeptical, especially of someone of uncontrolled power. So the very first thing he would do is make a villain out of Superman. So I kind of feel like the biggest mistake was how they went about the movie. Because again, you bringing Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to the fold should have been $1 trillion box office success. And it speaks to how iffy that script was as to why it didn't.
I mean, they kind of forced them to cut a whole bunch of stuff out from the script that would have been added into the movie, and that would have made the movie a lot better. But I would say
Syndicate that we got.
No. I'm talking about BVS, and specifically where the Warner Brothers, whoever they were looking at how the reception from Man of Steel and how you had a lot of critics that were, not with it. They was like, this is not Superman. And then, the fans jumped on it and whatever. And then they were already worried about BVS before BVS even came out. So a lot of stuff started to get reworked with BVS. So I think that's why I'm a little bit less critical and less harsh on it, because then we also got the Ultimate Edition, which ended up fixing a lot of what was taken out of the theatrical cut of it. But I personally don't think, I don't remember what the theatrical cut looks like. I've only watched the Unlimited Edition ever since it's came out, but I think the writing is okay. I think they did it. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I just kind of, I think the bigger mistake is how early on they did Justice League. That is where I think the mistake came from. That is what you should have waited for. You should never, I'm not ever a fan of you introducing major characters in team-up movies. Like, they're just too big of, like, T'Challa, you introducing T'Challa in Civil War. But remember what Civil War did? It catered the movie to T'Challa. It was a whole gripe of T'Challa. And then when he went back home, it was the fallout of it all. You let your father die. We let you go to America once, and you don't come back with your dad. So to me, it was like you catered it. But when you see Aquaman, it tried its hardest to omit everything Justice League did with Arthur Curry. So
only because Aquaman was oh my goodness, which one was it? It was either that they had no script, like they had no really slate to go on when they were doing BVS, when they were starting to think about with Justice League on what Aquaman would be, because they had all of these different ideas and these different projects working. And so I think that the only reason why is that they're so different from each other, that you have her saying that, oh, you help them defeat Steppenwolf or whatever, is because WB didn't know what they wanted to do with the timeline and with the plan there. And yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm at.
They don't have a Kevin Feige in their team.
Get rid of
I honestly, I always told you, I don't think they need one. You just need one cohesive idea. And I think
Kevin Feige is the one that does that.
But
Or
I'm
do a
saying
schedule and
you
stick
don't
to
need a
it.
singular face of your franchise. You just need, if you have 80 people making decisions, that's fine. Those 80 people at the end of the day all have to go, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, obviously they can't do that.
No, I think they can. I think they're just fine with things being thrown at the wall, and whatever sticks. And like,
And they're very much reactionary. They're very much reactionary to whatever's going on.
Extremely.
They,
That's why
they put out a slate and they don't do none of it.
Right. That's why I said
Like,
you have to support Flash, because if you don't, they'll freak out and we'll get a whole new mess.
So let them freak out.
they're gonna do it anyway. People
Exactly.
regardless.
Shoes. They don't need my money. My money. They don't need it.
They need money, or we'll get another Flash in a whole nother universe.
You know what? At this point, I'm willing for them to suffer. Just for
no, they're finally on the right track. No, you don't want them to suffer. They're starting to get things going. No, anyway, Ash, what are you recreating?
I am recreating the X-Men universe after they end with X-Men Last Stand. I grew up watching X-Men. I loved X-Men, and I hated how they attempted to wipe away the first 3 movies, and then because they attempted to wipe it away and they failed, they then like try to fix it with Days of Futures Past. So what I would have Days of Futures Past. Actually, I wouldn't even have First Stand. Wipe First Stand out, right? Yep, or whatever. Wipe that one out. Days of Futures Past. And instead of what you have it a couple of years after the end of what happened on Alcatraz. They'd already set up the fact that mutants and humans, they have tensions with each other. Bring in, what's his name? Who's the one that does the Sentinels? Trask, right? Bring him in, make him the main bad guy, right? Keep that same storyline that they were doing with Uncanny X-Men and all of that. Still send Kitty Pryde back in time, but she's not going back in time all the way to where she went. Let her go back in time to like what was happening on Alcatraz, because like that's the tipping point of how things happen, of like how things can happen with the Sentinels and all of that, and you can move forward from there. But I really did not like how they attempted to reboot X-Men, and they could have done so much more if they had like tried not to reboot it and failed the first time and then had to retcon what they just did. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't know. I was not, I mean, when they came out, sure, because it was all I had. But looking back, those are not the strongest of movies. They just, those 3 movies are not the strongest.
No, absolutely not.
When Mark Miller came out and he was just like, here's a whole new look at X-Men, I was just like, this is great. It only failed to me when he tried to retcon it and bring back the original. It was just like, no, we were getting away from that. And then they categorically got worse. So I'm like, Fox just didn't understand X-Men. It's clear as day. It's why they were never in their accurate suits. It's why you had people, it's why Beast was always standing upright. And it was just like, you don't even get the aesthetics of how these characters should look. It's why Gambit had one of the worst accents that you could possibly have for someone who's Cajun. They just didn't understand it. So to me, I don't know. I love that first X-Men movie. Having Kevin Bacon as the bad guy, having that be how Magneto gets the idea for the helmet, Charles getting shot and becomes paralyzed. All that was genius. Then you get Days of Future Past that people love. That I'm kind of like, and then they went on to make the worst X-Men movies ever right after that.
You don't talk about the ones after that. Don't.
I try my best not to. I mean, Treyvon, they were trying to actually, it was a shout out to you, actually. They were trying to bring back the Ivan Ooze feel with Apocalypse. They were trying to make him Ivan Ooze, because I don't know what the hell that was, but that's not Apocalypse. I have no idea. In a world where the Hulk looks good, you're telling me you couldn't do Apocalypse justice? I don't get it.
I mean, you're telling me, I'm gonna say this right now, and y'all can come for me all you want, but I think the 2017 Steppenwolf looks better than the Apocalypse.
Yeah, okay. I'm not coming for you. I would agree. I would at least say, like, to be fair, Steppenwolf has human features. So it's when they decided to go this alien route, it was fine. But at least you still got the totality of Steppenwolf. When you look at Apocalypse, it's just like, what is this? Like at first I said, okay, he starts off small, maybe he has to like kill mutants to gain power, then he'll get bigger. And I'm just watching and I'm just like, oh, they're not gonna do it at all. Oh, yeah, this is horrible.
So that's why I would redo that entirety of it after Last Stand, whichever. I always get the names mixed up. Right after that one.
Wait, Last Stand was the one where Wolverine had to kill Jean. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, I mean, I got issues. Yeah, I got issues with that one too. But we'll start from the other ones.
Man, I'll never forget how Rogue lost her powers completely, but Magneto still had his at the end of that movie. I'll also never bring up the fact that Xavier died only to pop back up at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, we would address that too.
They never explain how that happened.
I would address that too. Kitty would go back in time. I would.
It'd be Back to the Future X-Men edition. Listen, bouncing around in different moments of X-Men history. No, I love it. If there's one thing that needs a complete rebuild, it'd be the X-Men. And luckily Feige has it now, so we don't ever have to look back and go, man, we never had good X-Men movies. We'll be fine. We'll be fine going forward. But I like it. That has to. If we could have fixed it, it needed to be fixed because. Those suits, I mean, AJ, I'm going to go to you, but those suits were just horrendous, man. There were no colors. AJ. They were flight suits. Anyway.
X-Men gives me a headache. X-Men gives me a headache.
I tell you, I didn't start smoking cigarettes to X-Men. I tell you that right now.
At first, I was thinking about changing the MCU, but I'm gonna switch it back. I'm gonna change the X-Men again. Just take out everything. X-Men 1, 2, 3, 4, Last Stand, all of it. Except for Logan. I will expand on Logan and reverse engineer it. You know where we get a little bit of dialogue of how all the X-Men died. I'll expand more on that. Make it lighthearted at first and then darken it by each movie, then you get to Logan.
You remember how in the comics they died, though, right?
No, I don't remember that.
So in the comics, Mysterio made all of the X-Men look like Wolverine's biggest villains. So like Cyclops looked like Sabretooth, Kitty Pryde, like all the X-Men look like big Marvel villains. So Wolverine feels like he's being threatened. So he's literally murdering everybody. And then
I like that. But make it.
And he sees that he sees that he killed all of the X-Men. And then that's when you get the iconic scene of he puts his head on the railroad tracks and just allows trains to continuously run over his head, knowing he can never die, but it's the only way he can punish himself.
I like that, but instead of doing that, I would have made it to where it's Professor Xavier doing all of that. I think if he does it, it just makes it that much more impactful, especially if someone was controlling not Magneto, but controlling Professor Xavier in a way that he wouldn't realize that he's being controlled. And then later on, he realizes it. And then he just feels that much more depressed. And that's where we lead him to Logan, where he's just his mind is all muddled and just all dementia, everything. I would really love to see that descent into madness or descent into just everything. I just want something that's cohesive, where it is happy at the beginning and then it just gets more and more bleak until you get to Logan. And then they can even expand past Logan, where you see, I don't even know at this point.
X-23. Have X-23
yeah, you can do X-23, and you can even before Logan, you can expand on X-23's backstory as well, where she's in prison and all of that. So that's how I would change the X-Men in general.
I didn't like the X-23 and Logan didn't have a trigger word. Trigger word. That was the best plot of X-23 in the comics. How just with a trigger word, she would just start killing everything in sight.
So it was like Winter Soldier, basically.
Yeah, no, exactly. There was a scene in the comics where she was, her best friend was like, I think washing or something like that, and the trigger word was said, and she's like trying to murder her best friend, and it's like this is insane. So you're saying in your version, Xavier would be how all the mutants died?
Yes.
That's exactly how Logan did it, though.
Exactly.
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I said. That's why I said
Okay.
keep Logan, but
Okay.
expand on that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like it. I'm with you and Ash. It needs an overhaul. And hopefully Feige gives us what we deserve and some goddamn colors. Give us colors. Goodness gracious. Fox was just like, colors, we don't do any of that over here. Treyvon, like they literally gave us colors in Apocalypse, only to give us the very next movie no colors.
But it did in First Class too, I think, right?
They had
it was
just yellow and blue. So they were playing on the color schemes of the X-Men, and then went way away from it, going for it. And it's just like
those were the spacesuits, right?
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, Treyvon, to end this out on the night, man, what are you recreating?
Power Rangers, 2017. I would do it over. I like the alien aspect of it, so I wouldn't take that away. I would have them morph earlier. I would have them actually morph and not just the suit come on them.
Mm-hmm.
I would have it where they actually use a morpher or some sort of morpher.
They tried to Iron Man it on the 2017.
And that was the one thing I was like, it's on their belt. It's right there. It's on their belt. Like, what's going on? It's right there. Like, use it. Pull it off. Use it or something. That was one thing I was like, I don't like that. I don't like how it comes on, and I was like, I didn't understand that. I mean, the Zords could. I'm going with this has a super budget. Like, I need the Zords to be amazing. I've seen so many like artists and 3D artists and like different people make stuff on like Instagram and everything else that looks like, why don't you use this stuff? Like, it's right. I just don't understand. I've seen so many versions of like Power Rangers stuff. I'm like, why don't they hire these people? Like, I don't understand. Like, they right there to show you what they can do with their very might not have a budget. Like, imagine if you give them one, what they could do with it. But yeah, I would just the cast. I love the cast. I wouldn't get rid of that. The cast can stay. I would just like them to keep going with it. Like, they mentioned the Zero Crystal. Like, I mean, I know you didn't like Juwaan what she said, but she said all the people would be coming for it. She said that, so I was like, hey, let's keep going with that. Let's keep going. Where's Zed? Like, let's go. Let's have all the people come for it. I mean, and let's go somewhere with this. Like, their powers will get more advanced down the line. I really saw potential. Like, with them being alien powers, I really saw that it could really be something, and that was what I would start over and actually have them have confidence in it, so it would keep going, not just this one movie and stop like they did. That would be kind of just my first fandom. So if I can get that to do right, like, I would love it. Like, the show, of course, the show is cool and still for kids. I would really love a more mature version of Power Rangers to flourish, and that's really, I mean, that would be the main thing I would want. I love all this other superhero stuff, but Power Rangers, I would take over everything else. So, but yeah, so that's me.
No, I'm with you on that. That movie did have potential. The morphing was trash. I do love the moment of when they morphed.
Yeah.
Like, they earned it.
I didn't have no problem with that. Yeah, like,
right. The Megazords were trash. To me, Goldar is not he's not like a putty. So for you to kind of use him as like cannon fodder is just like, I don't know what they were basing that movie off of, but It
The
should have been
budget.
based off of.
They're based off the budget. That's what they were based it off
Yeah,
of.
that was good. That was for sure.
And that-
But yeah, I think the only thing I would keep is majority of the cast. I'm recasting Rita. I'm sorry. There's just someone else better
I
than
liked her. I liked
I'm
it. It
sorry.
worked for me.
Yeah, no, the dirty looking thing was just like, no, thank you.
You didn't even like the Grow My Monster Grow?
No.
She
And
was cast.
I don't like that she did not say what Rita should always say. Finally, after 1,000 years, I am finally free. Why would you not say that? She was trapped for 1,000 years. That's the perfect time to say
Maybe
it.
she
wasn't
wasn't
trapped.
trapped for 1,000 years.
She wasn't trapped
She
though.
was. Where was she then?
She was under in the whatever. She wasn't trapped. They didn't trap her.
exploring.
Nah, I like how Mighty Morphin had
She
her
got
right in
hit
the
by
sewer.
a meteor or whatever.
Mighty Morphin had Rita right in the sewer. Right in the sewer somewhere, and someone knocked the top off, and she was like, I'm here. I loved it. But no, I'm with you. That movie had all the potential in the world. I would keep the cast. I love the cast. I love that a race did not dignify what
Yeah.
color Power Ranger you had to be. We're still getting there with equality, because the only black character did happen to have to die in that movie. So
Listen,
we're still
if
making
you-
strides.
when this movie was coming out, I was marketing the hell out of it myself. I swear I was posting stuff every day. I was doing
Bruh,
a damn
I was
countdown.
super.
I was
There
so
were two
excited.
movies. There were two movies that I put legit my whole name on and was disappointed. It was Power Rangers and Assassin's Creed. Both those movies I left just going, you did not deserve the love I gave you.
Don't talk about Assassin's Creed. Don't.
Now, look, them wrong now. I still love the movie now. Them wrong. I still love Power Rangers. Now, I'm just saying, I just would like them to have some confidence and a bigger budget. And I think they could have really done something with it. Like, that budget was that you could tell. Like, Krispy Kreme paid for a lot of that. But what was it, Krispy Kreme?
It was.
They paid for a lot of that movie. Like,
Which
man.
was like, it was just the weirdest thing. It was just like, where is it? Oh, I left it in a Krispy Kreme. What are we doing here? What? Why? Why are we at Krispy Kreme right now? Like, what are we doing?
Really good.
Oh,
Got some
my
good
goodness.
donuts.
To me, product placement has to be something.
Paid for that movie heavy.
Product placement has to flow within the movie, or it just becomes like an eyesore. Like, it's just like, well, clearly we know how this movie got made. Krispy Kreme was just like, I can bet they even say, yo, if y'all hungry, it's Krispy Kreme. We ain't doing no sandwiches,
Listen.
no juice, nothing. You
All
want
the catering.
Krispy
All the
Kreme?
catering.
Somebody was just like, can I have, like, I don't know, a sandwich? We don't do sandwiches. I just told you that. You hungry? There's donuts right there. Krispy Kreme was everything for them. But anyway, This is a great show. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break this up and release it by topics. Because we did a long-winded one, so I'm gonna release it topically. This one, I love when we get together because it's passion. It's all passion, and I love it. I also love how AJ consistently is wrong. Like, your streak of wrong is like on fire, AJ. I'm very proud.
What was I wrong in?
You didn't even
Oh my
tell
God.
me.
What was I wrong in? I
Anytime
was
you
quiet
disagree
the
with
whole
me,
way
AJ,
through.
Anytime you disagree with me, you were wrong. You know this. But anyway, no. All love to AJ. Do stay tuned. I am gonna try to get a group together to review Mortal Kombat tomorrow. So
Not
stay
me.
tuned for that.
Don't do me.
AJ, you can come on there and spread your hate. It's okay. But,
Oh, you hated it?
I did not hate it. I did not hate it.
Oh.
well,
Don't
unless
spoil
you
it,
said, "No,
please."
I loved it.
I'm not.
What'd you say, Ash?
Okay. I was saying don't spoil it.
Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Beautiful.
It was, I loved it. I love the decisions they made on that.
It was pretty good. Pretty good.
It's pretty good. Man, have you seen Annihilation? Have you seen Mortal Kombat?
I hated those movies with the passion.
Yeah, well, that's trash. This was immediate.
I didn't say it was. I said pretty good.
Pretty good. First Mortal Kombat was pretty good, AJ. Anyway.
First Mortal Kombat was garbage. It was hot garbage.
We will see you guys next week for an all-new episode of GVN Talk. I'm going to go smoke a whole carton of cigarettes. I mean, like a whole 52-pack, because that's how stressed out I am. Not really. I don't smoke. But thank you.
I was about to ask, do you actually smoke?
No. If I even took it to my face, I'd probably pass out. But thank you guys for joining me for an all-new episode. Make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow night's Marvel Cinematic Review. It is the last one before our break, before Loki comes out. But do not worry. I was just about to say, do not worry, because I think I will replace it with us weekly breaking down Bad Batch. So I cannot wait to do that, because when I tell you guys, when you see, and here's a good thing about Bad Batch. These first 2 episodes are very long, so you guys will enjoy that for sure. It is not quick in and out. It's not WandaVision. Anyway, we will see you guys next week. Till then, thank every. Why would you mess up the outfit like that, AJ? Why? Anyway, thank you all for joining me. We'll see you guys next week on an all-new episode of GVN Talk. Till then, thank you all. Peace.